is a wanderer, really, someone who's managed to call really the African continent my home. I was born in the DRC, grew up there, went to school there, moved to South Africa at 17 for education, went to varsity here, and I decided to stay, and many years later went, from the corporate world into entrepreneurial ventures, and I'm a proud mom of three, and they keep me busy, but I keep myself more busy, to be honest. And I'm prone to just never stop learning and growing, as a friend, as a mother, as a partner, and trying to live this life as happy as I possibly can. For me, a warrior woman is one that can take in the pain, like the pain of losing out on a deal, having to fire staff, like downsizing in a business, and not only taking that in, but let it sit, process, but rise from it, and overcome, learn from it in one small way, if you can, because warrior sounds so tough, but it's really the recovery that defines, what type of really warrior or position you want to play in this battlefield, so to speak. So for me, it's not really about the accolades or anything like that, but it's on that the downturn when things are tough. The warrior woman is one that would be like, okay, this has happened, but then how do I reinvent myself, and keep thriving, towards whatever goal you set to yourself. So for me, that is the modern day warrior woman. Precisely because I just don't limit myself. Yes, there's I have three businesses, but it's also nothing. It's not that sort of started spontaneously, or that I did take time in venturing in whatever industries I've chosen. But for me, it's just knowing that we live in this digital, in this world where you can really be so many things, and why not explore that? Like obviously take calculated risk, but where I define myself as a warrior woman is not limiting myself to whatever is dictated by an industry or a venture or a partner. I try to always challenge myself in achieving more learning from others, and whenever I do show up to anything, I try to bring my A game and be a very a strong participant in anything that I do, and it has its fair share of tears that I might not show, but just to sort of go back on the failure side. Nobody likes to fail. I don't like to fail. There's I think a misunderstanding about the whole, embrace failure. It's not because it's cool. It's terrible. Nobody wants to nobody wants to fail, but just taking it as a learning curve is really what's and accepting the fact that it is going to happen in a big or a small way is really what I think really keeps me going. That I've been able to sometimes much later realize that, okay, wow, I've been able to actually close this deal because of this past experience that I've had, sort of looking back and learning. Sometimes you don't realize it as it happens, but uh, like knowing that, yeah, it might sting at the moment, but trust me, you're only better from it. Our biggest mistake and also battle has been to have our egg in one basket, meaning you sign that big client and who just changed your life, and but then contracts end, for various reasons, people change their business directions, and so on. So from that sort of exit, it it was really a battle of trying to secure our IP, and also protecting ourselves as a business, and unfortunately having to also let go some of our partners and employees, and just obviously from a revenue point of view as well, it affects heavily, and through that challenge, for me, and it's something that I battle with. It's trying not to bring business home, because I tend, when you're like, how was your day? Like as an entrepreneur, my day carries me, like goes from like the office to the house, and you still want to read to the kids, have fun. And sometimes it's not that easy. So for us, in the biggest battle was really, um, getting out of that contract and diversifying in our product offering, and not finding ourselves in that position again where your 80% of your revenue really is generated by like 10% of your client base, like that one client, in fact. So so it was quite the lesson. There's there's a TV series that I liked. I think it ended, but it's on Netflix, if I'm able to say, and it's called Vikings. And so obviously it follows a herd of Viking warriors, and especially their leader. Um, and what I like and how I sort of identify with that is, whilst I play my part as the leader, I'm really not scared to get down, and dirty in the battlefield. I wanna know what's going on at production, at marketing. I'm not a strong coder to tell you, but I want to know what's going on with that and the deliverables, and be present. I don't lead from my desk. Far from that. And it's a very sort of spiritual journey as well, where I find that sometimes business can be very lonely. So being able to take time for yourself and sort of reflect on past mistakes or your journey, and how you can do more, and people may deceive you. You believe that all your friends will be your first buyers, or but they don't. And you it's not because, I mean, for many reasons, it's not because they don't like you or anything like that, but it's for various reasons they might not come through. And it's just the fact that he's able, that the leader in the series, to play different roles and learn from different cultures and apply that to his own herd, and challenge both himself and his team. So I'm really, again, in not limiting myself, I would be that multi faceted and multi disciplinary
Yes.
warrior. Someone who's able to, yes, play one position, but really be clued up enough to contribute, wherever I'm called. So patience is important. Clarity. I would say take the time to research whatever venture you want to get into, and both from what are the current players and the price points, and all of that, and how you're able to position yourself. People are marketed from rise to sundown, so you've got to be clear in your message, as to what you're offering. And you need to be humble. Humility comes in different aspects. Humility would have you learn from your staff. Humility would have you understand that there is actually benefits in surrounding yourself with people smarter than you, both from your team to your friends, also. Humility would have you understand that you don't have to be the one who's always talking. Listening is actually more rewarding, at times. And being humble is also learning from your mistakes, and taking ownership of them, and moving on. And also perhaps never stop learning. Both, I mean, there's education everywhere. There's something to learn everywhere. And, if you're able to do take a course, there's nothing wrong with starting and then bettering yourself, with time, perfect your skills, like be that inquisitive person. And lastly, I would say resilience. There's this, life, nobody owes you anything.
Yes.
Really, not even your family, like we were talking about, friends not supporting, because they just don't owe you that. They can cheer you on, but they don't owe you to spend their own money, their own, like, hard earned money into buying your piece of software, or downloading your app. They don't owe it to you. So you've got to be okay with rejection, and keep on. you know uh, Tell your story in an authentic way, and be ready for those waves, and stand your ground. Okay, not standing your ground doesn't mean being that, idol consistent who's got that terrible voice, but like, no, okay, learn from the feedback you get and better yourself and go back there, go to the next audition, but don't go to the next audition exactly the way you were the previous year, because then, you just going there for the laughs, but so just be ready for the rejection and for life to straighten you because that would happen one way or another. And like taken with life is still worth living, eh? And try to find some happiness in whatever it is that you're going through or you to live. um and stay positive.